how many people do you talk to a month to make this work? And do you think you're closing these deals because you're a great salesman, or is it your follow-up? Like, what makes you good at this?
I don't think I'm a great salesman. I think I like people. I enjoy talking with people. I enjoy building relationships. I don't look at it as transactional at all. And even going back to my very first deal, 2005 was, it was a friend of the realtor's son. It was a hot market. It was crazy. So I got to find out about a property before it went live. The second deal was a friend at the gym. I owned one home and said, I'm an investor. I gave him my card, and he said, hey, my friend's dad's selling his home, so I feel like I can trace every deal back to either a relationship I built or a conversation I had. And I've just taken kind of more of a holistic, organic approach to that. I'm not tracking how many people I meet, and it's not, I don't go into meeting someone with like, hey, what can I get from them? It's really, I might meet someone and it might be acquaintances, like they might become lifelong friends. Maybe we'll do business together. I don't know. It doesn't feel like work. It feels light. It's part of the natural conversation. When I'm talking to people that I invest in real estate, that I'm looking for mobile home parks. The first mobile home park I bought was a broker that was sending me a bunch of, A-class stuff in the city that I wasn't interested in. And I just said, hey, I'm really looking for value add mobile home parks. And we had conversation around that. So when they got an in-house listing for a park, I was on top of mind. I could have just ignored the email, had no communication, not told her what I was looking for. The second park was a guy, and I share this story all the time. He was a guy that I reached out to a decade before. He was a developer in town. I didn't know he owned mobile home parks. I wasn't even trying to buy mobile home parks at the time, wasn't even on my radar. I reached out because I admired his work. He built these beautiful buildings. I just wanted to know his story. And we had kept in touch, all these years. It's not like we became close friends, but years later, he said, hey, my buddy's selling a single family home the town over. Are you interested? And instead of just saying no, or saying, yeah, I'll look at it, I said, hey, I'm really not focused in single family. I'm really focused in, trying to acquire mobile home parks. And he said, hey, I own one. I actually own 5. And there's one of mine I'm interested in selling. And so, he sold me that one. That was on phenomenal terms. And it was, for one, I intentionally built the relationship in that, not to buy mobile home parks, but just because he was an investor and I wanted to know his story. And then I very specifically said, hey, here's what I'm looking for. Never would I thought this guy owned mobile home parks until I opened my mouth and said, hey, I'm looking for this. And that's really, I can trace pretty much every deal back to a conversation or a relationship. And I can't stress that enough.
Thanks for listening to the Virtual Real Estate Investing Podcast, presented by Greyline Investments, where we talk about how to find, fund, and finish deals from anywhere in the world.